A procedure called the Participatory Adult Learning Strategy, or PALS, has been developed to promote a learner's use of evidence-based or evidence-informed practices. In this video, Learning with PALS, we describe an updated version of the Adult Learning Strategy called PALS 2. PALS includes 4 steps for promoting the use of a practice. We illustrate the use of PALS for promoting the use of a teaching practice called responsive teaching. Keep in mind that PALS can be used to promote adults' use of any number of practices. The first phase of PALS involves the introduction and illustration of a practice to a learner. This is done by engaging the learner in a preview of a practice and by describing and illustrating the key features of a practice. Responsive teaching would be introduced by explaining that the teaching practice starts with involving a child in interest-based learning activities, paying attention to what the child is doing, responding to the child's behavior, and encouraging the child to try new and different things. A list like the one shown here is typically used to describe a practice to a learner. A video of a learner using responsive teaching is one way of illustrating the use of a practice. This video clip of a shared reading episode between a parent and her daughter is used to illustrate the key features of the teaching practice.
Ella, which book do you want to read today? This one, The Very Hungry Caterpillar. He was still hungry. There's the 2 pears. Good, Stella. 1 ice cream cone, 1 pickle, 1...
I like ice cream cones, Mom.
You like ice cream cones. What kind is your favorite, Stella?
I like orange.
You like orange ice cream cones.
The second phase of PALS involves a learner's use and evaluation of the effects of the practice. A preschool teacher might be asked to use responsive teaching with children in her classroom and to pay close attention to how the children respond to her responsive teaching.
What's in your picture, Sarah? A house? Jacob, what's in yours?
House.
You have a house? I have people in mine. See my people? Then I have a picture that has trees. Do you have trees?
Yeah.
Here, can I see your trees?
I see my trees.
Can I see Jacob's trees? Look, Jacob.
That's one.
Look, the trees kind of look like the broccoli that we eat. When we have broccoli for lunch. Do you like broccoli?
Yeah.
Yeah. What color is broccoli? Green.
Based on the teacher's experience using responsive teaching, a trainer or coach would facilitate an evaluation by asking the teacher to describe what she did and what the children did in response. The third phase of PALS involves the learners assessing his or her overall understanding of the key features of a practice and reflecting on his or her ability to use the practice. A performance checklist like the one shown here is one way of having a learner assess his or her understanding of responsive teaching and to think about what parts of the practice she is able to do and what features of the practice need additional work. As part of the teacher's self-assessment, she noted that she was successfully using most of the responsive teaching practices, but noticed she could have encouraged more child elaborations during the children's interactions. The fourth phase of PALS involves additional learning opportunities to promote a learner's deeper understanding of a practice. The results from the self-assessment in Phase 3 would be used to identify new learning opportunities to further improve the use of the teaching practice.
I would say that I think upon first looking at PALS, I would say, yeah, I'm doing this. But when I really broke down the model, I think that I was spending a lot of time on the illustrate, evaluate, and practice. And I really, and still even reflection and mastery were not the piece that we were often getting to, but I do feel like that was the piece that is important for teachers to be able to continue to do it on their own. And so I think that what is different now is that I really am trying to work harder and be more intentional in those two pieces, the reflection and mastery, because that is really what's going to take the teachers to be able to be self-sustainable and, carrying on with other strategies.
PALS has been found to be effective for promoting the use of many different types of evidence-based and evidence-informed practices. The procedure PALS has been successfully used to promote learners' competence and confidence in using different practices with children, as well as to improve the way training is conducted by instructors and coaches.